The ARC of Livingston, Wyoming is a private, not-for-profit agency that provides programs and services to people with developmental disabilities. One example is the residential program. If you live in Livingston or Wyoming County, New York, you might have neighbors who are part of the ARC's residential program. This is because the main service provided by the residential program are its individualized residential alternatives, or IRAs. But what is an IRA?
An individual residential alternative is a home where people of various abilities and disabilities can enhance their independence, help them become active in the community, and make sure that they're healthy and safe and enjoying a good quality of life. Part of living in a home is being a contributing member of the household. Some folks are really interested in learning more about cooking, so we always have the folks help us cook dinner and set the table and go through that process.
We were eating, and I cooked the spaghetti sauce.
Becoming a staff member of an IRA is probably one of the greatest jobs anyone would ever have. Staffing the IRAs really depends on the needs of the people that live there. Perhaps we have a person who uses a wheelchair that needs a couple people to help them to transfer. When I first started with the agency, we only had 5 homes. Today, in 2012, we have 14 altogether. We're certified to serve 90 people, and we have 10 IRAs in Livingston County and 4 in Wyoming County.
This great journey took its first step in the cozy village of Geneseo, New York, the county seat of Livingston County. Decades ago, the most common choice when it came to children with developmental disabilities was to institutionalize them. When a group of parents of such children wanted to change this practice, they formed the ARC to benefit developmentally disabled children. But as those children grew up, the question arose, where will they live?
In 1976, the board of directors decided they wanted to get into the residential services realm, and that was a part of the closing of various institutions across the state, including the Craig Colony over here in Mount Morris. And so they pursued funding, and they opened up the first group home that was at 62 Center Street in Geneseo.
They were looking for opportunities for folks to live in more of a home environment. Being in a house, they can function just like you and I, walking down the street, going to the bank, going grocery shopping.
The consumers are well known in the community. When they're going to restaurants, they're always speaking to somebody. They know them by name. If they're out walking on the streets, they're very familiar with where they live.
I like it living here. I love the people here. We go to movies, fairs, and different things with all the consumers and staff.
Us being here and the ARC being here and being so into the community, I think it's really helped.
Development of new IRAs began rapidly from the year 2000 onward, allowing many more people to receive services through the ARC. This also allowed for the creation of IRAs that cater to the needs of specific groups of people.
In 2007, we opened up the Carrie Dieter IRA. She was one of the original young women that was slated to move into that house. Shortly before the home opened, Carrie's health took a downward turn and she passed away. To honor her as our friend, we decided to name the home the Carrie Dieter Home. And so we celebrate her and remember her in that fashion.
When Casey was 17 or 18, I said to my husband, this is where I want Casey to be. And I felt that without having family in the area, the ARC is our family. And so this is who we wanted to develop a house with for Casey.
The neat thing about that house is that the 6 young women that live in that home all came from their family's home. So this was really their first opportunity to move out of mom and dad's house into their own place with their friends. All of the 6 ladies that lived in the home knew each other through school, through work, through Special Olympics, through different activities that they were involved in. So we had this great group of women looking to make that next step in life. And we were able to create this opportunity for them in Dansville, New York.
The ARC operates other IRAs that provide services to specialized groups of consumers, such as those enjoying their golden years.
We have a group of people with similar needs. We look to match them together. We had a group of aging people who were living in a 2-story older home, And what we found is, with aging people, having a two-story home really doesn't fit their needs as they move through the aging process. We were able to find a ranch home in Retzoff that had the square footage that we needed, so with some renovations, we were able to create this beautiful home for 6 aging individuals who can live there until the end of their life, which is part of our mission. We named that home after Mary Derby, and Mary's maiden name is Hope, and Mary was really one of the founding mothers of the ARC, and she made advocating for people with disabilities her life's work, not only involved on a local level, but statewide as well.
Mary and the ARC continue their commitment to providing residential services, be they in a traditional IRA or when a consumer has graduated to live on their own.
I think the future of the residential program, I really see doing a lot more in terms of providing supports for folks that may want to get their own apartments. We really celebrate our graduates of the program, so when somebody moves out and they achieve all of their goals and they move into their own apartment, that creates another opportunity for somebody else. And so the residential program ultimately serves the community by providing safe, secure housing to individuals of all ages and abilities. We open our doors to everyone.
For more information about the ARC of Livingston, Wyoming's residential program, contact Deborah Tuckerman, Director of Residential Services.